Well, you've probably seen one of these in the news on some military mission in a country far away. The United States uses remote-controlled aircraft to patrol part of the border with Canada as well. But as our Red Sharon discovered, these Predator drones are expanding their range in a big way. They could soon be conducting 24-hour surveillance from coast to coast.
Ready to take control. Copy, thanks. Go 50.
It's actually got a 66-foot wingspan.
It's bigger than you would think, and director John Pretty loves to talk about it.
When we have guests, they're always surprised by the size of the aircraft.
The Predator B remotely piloted aircraft. Usually it's attached to this, military operations watching or bombing remote locations in places like Iraq or Afghanistan. Or catching human and drug smugglers along the Mexican border.
Group is running. Group is running.
Now it will be flying a much bigger chunk of the Canadian border too.
Now we have the opportunity to leverage technology with a very capable system to perhaps quantify where those crossings are or where those holes are in our northern border.
There's been a lot of talk lately about holes in security along the border with Canada.
The risk of terrorist activity across our northern border is actually higher than across our southern border.
But CBC News has learned that hole has now gotten much smaller. Predator Bs from this base in North Dakota have more than quadrupled their range and are now patrolling 1,500 kilometers right to Washington State. As well, before they couldn't fly within 16 kilometers of the Canadian border. Now they are cleared to fly right up to the line.
We have 950 nautical miles of border, linear border by 100 miles deep.
100 miles deep.
So rough math, 95,000 square miles.
It's not like the Predator drone has just appeared here. They were first unveiled amid much fanfare 2 years ago. But it's taken this long to train pilots and to prove to federal aviation authorities that they can operate safely inside civilian airspace.
Here we go. Ready?
A pilot and a sensor operator can control an aircraft thousands of kilometers away. And these aircraft, while not armed, do have highly sophisticated surveillance and tracking systems.
Use the cameras, the sensors that we have available to us, get the best images, the best products of whatever we want to look at on the ground.
Just how accurate are the capabilities of this aircraft? Right now they're at 10,000 feet, and from 5 miles away they can pick me up right here on the ground. And they're doing it now.
There's 3 guys there now.
In fact, the aircraft has now moved up to 20,000 feet and is 5.5 miles away when they zoom in on us.
There they are. There's 3 or 4 folks standing out there now.
In town, there's no question some people are concerned about northern border security since 9/11.
There's a certain amount of anxiety, I think, that exists because there's a real battle going on.
I don't think it's the Canadian people that we're worried about the threat. It's the people that could possibly come through the borders.
But at the University of North Dakota, which operates the largest flight training facility in the world, this is more about opportunity. Lots of it.
The world is going to spend $80 billion in unmanned aircraft between now and 2016.
All this technology will continue to be developed.
And Pretty, who's also a 2-star general, would like a big chunk of that training based right here. In fact, when talking about Predators, he prefers to talk about search and rescue, to assist during natural disasters like floods, or to help identify possible smuggling routes. As for terrorists,
I notice you steer away from using the term terrorist.
There are other applications for this, but certainly terrorism acts comes to mind.
So, how effective has the program been in the past 2 years? It's a sensitive issue.
Have you been involved in interceptions in the last 2 years?
Not with actual crossings. We've been used with arrests with actual investigative acts.
Where you assisted but
Correct.
Didn't precipitate what happened?
Correct.
So, no actual arrests, Still, Pretty is convinced the Predators here are a success. Cost-effective eyes on that friendly border with Canada and expanding. The program is hoping to double in size by 2016 and eventually.
The ultimate goal would be to have one of these in the air 24/7 on the border from coast to coast.
I think that is one of the ultimate goals.
Red Sharon, CBC News on the Grand Forks Air Force Base in North Dakota.